Good day, family. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Determined Cafe back with another one. Today we make a pineapple upside down cake. Just let me get my gloves on. Let's get right straight into it. We're going to take us 2 sticks of unsalted butter, and we're going to cream those. We're going to use unsalted butter. Whenever you're baking, you use unsalted butter because that way you can control the amount of salt that's inside your baked goods. You don't want to end up with a salty cake. So we're going to get this going. Start it off on low heat. Then we're going to increase to a low speed, Then we're going to increase the speed as the butter mixes in and get that good creamy method going on. Get the butter creamed up real good. Take your time. Baking is patience, you know what I'm saying? You gotta show love to your food. And as your butter softens up and mixes in, you can increase your speed it up. Let that cream process going on real good. And what end up happening is whenever you're baking and when you're creaming butter and mixing your ingredients, always take a minute or two to scrape down your bowl, scrape off your paddle, as well as take your rubber spatula and go along the base of your mixing bowl and make sure that everything is mixed in so there's no inconsistencies inside your baked goods, because inconsistencies will also cause cracks, especially in your cakes, and you don't want it. Now, keep this going, mix it up, turn the heat up. See how I keep saying turn the heat up, turn the speed up, you know what I'm saying? It's creamed real good. So you can get out 2 teaspoons of vanilla in here. Let it get mixed in. And we're going to slowly add in our 2 cups of sugar. We're going to turn the speed down. We notice that we have our paddle turned down real low. That's just so we don't get a sugar cloud in our face, right? So we're going, as it mixes in, we're going to increase the speed and speed it up as it goes along, just so it get mixed in real good. So everything is coming along, and we're making pineapple upside down cake. Make sure everyone understands this is what we're making today. Let's get it creamed up real good. So we're going to end up adding in don't forget, make sure you see that. You got to scrape down your bowl, mix it in, scrape down your paddle, rub it in, make sure everything is going pretty good. Everything's mixed in well. We're going to add the rest of our sugar. We're going to start our speed up slow. That's so that sugar cloud, you don't get that sugar cloud spraying all over the place, all in your face, or if it's flour or whatever dry ingredients that you're adding in. You want to slowly add it in and have your speed on low, so you don't fog up the whole entire kitchen with a cloud of flour or a cloud of sugar all in your face. And it makes your videos look bad too. But anyway, now we're going to slowly increase our speed and get this mixed up really good, get this creamed up real good, so we can later on add in the rest of our ingredients. And as you can see, as it's going along, see how it's starting to mix in real well and thicken up. This is the creaming method. It's coming on really good with our sugar, our white sugar, mixed in with our 2 teaspoons of vanilla, our 2 sticks of softened, unsalted butter. Cream means nothing. Now you see that? Now you got to increase the speed, get it up. Now you see that? Now it's time for us to scrape the bowl again. Always scrape your bowl again. Make sure nothing's sticking along on the sides, hanging on, holding on, slowing down the process. Now slowly increase you always start your mixing on low. Always. You never start on high, you always start on low. So now we adding in our sorry about that. We adding our eggs, 1 egg at a time on low speed, because you don't want to do it too fast, because you don't want to add too much air inside your cake mix as well. So you slowly have your speed on low, because you want the egg to mix in very well, but you don't want to add in too much air. Air turns into air pockets. Air pockets turn into cracks. So now, scrape down your paddle, scrape down your bowl. This is baker's life right here. This is what you do. You want that cake to turn. You want that perfect cake. You gotta take your time. This is what you gotta do. All right, now we're gonna turn our speed, turn our mixer back on. And as you can see, how egg is mixing in, how it's coming along, it's mixing in very well. It's not mixing in too fast. Then we're gonna basically just start adding our last 2 eggs in a second. But take your time, because you can do it. Shout out to all the content makers out there. Shout out to all the creators out there. Show everybody some love, man. Thank everybody for keep pushing, keep going hard, making their videos and everything. Now, add one more egg in. Let this egg slowly mix in on low speed. Then we're gonna add our last egg in about another minute or two. And this bad boy is almost done. We almost finished. Look at that. Now you see how that has that nice creamy texture, that nice creamy look. It looks good. And when you take your time and mix in and you blend in your butter and cream it real good, and you slowly add your eggs in, your cake mix, it doesn't separate. You know, like how when you take like a juice and you add milk to the juice, like an acid, and the acid pulls the milk apart and starts separating it, kind of like when you do buttermilk. That's what happens when you don't mix your cake in well. But when you take your time and you cream your butter well and you slowly add your eggs in, and don't forget, when you're doing your eggs, when you're baking, your eggs have to be at room temperature. I'm sorry I didn't mention it earlier. My 3 eggs are at room temperature. You gotta take them out, let them sit out for a few minutes. Or you can also put them into a bowl and run some warm water over them and let them sit off to the side for a few minutes before you start your mixing process. And that'll help your eggs cool off and cool off well. Now we're adding our last egg, and that helps keep from your cake mixture from separating and looking crazy. And that keeps the consistency of your cakes as well as your cupcakes coming out with a very good texture as well. Now, and slowly, we add in our egg. This is our last egg, so we added in 3 eggs. Then from here, we're going to go to our flour and pineapple juice mixture. And with our pineapple juice mixture, that's why I said pineapple juice mixture, I took some pineapple chunks and I cut them down to smaller pieces, and I added them into the pineapple juice, so that when we add them into our cake, it's going to be little tiny pieces of pineapple chunks inside the cake as well. So not just as we're going to have pineapples on the top, but we're going to have pineapples on the inside. This bad boy came out really good right here. Now, all right, boom, let's do it. So it's mixing in very well. The paddle attachment's doing good. But I've been working on learning my cake mixer well. The paddle attachment is very good for creaming. It's very good for mixing up stuff, mixing up your cakes. But also, you gotta use all your attachments. Sometimes you gotta switch it up. You know, so later on you're gonna see what I'm talking about when we get there. So everything is mixing real good right now. We're just gonna let this just go for a few minutes and make sure the eggs are fully incorporated into our cake mixture. And now we're adding in our pineapple juice right here with pineapple chunks inside of it. And then we're gonna come back and rotate from the pineapple juice to the flour. Let the pineapple juice and the pineapple chunks in there mix it a little bit, along with our flour. Excuse me. Sometimes I just feel like I can't just talk right sometimes. And our flour that we have is also, we're doing 3 cups of cake flour today, along with 1.25 cups of pineapple juice. We mixed up pineapple chunks. And of course, you scrape down your paddle, scrape down your bowl every so often. We're just gonna go on a low speed. We're not doing it real fast speed, because when you do it real fast, you add in a whole lot of air. And we don't want to add in a whole lot of air into our cake. Trial and error is how we find out, how we learn things, and how we get better and better. Trial and error. So we're adding a little bit more flour slowly at a time. And this cake is coming along, mixing in pretty good. I like the texture, I like the color. And this is the first time I made one of these in a couple of months, so I was a little bit nervous going in. I know I could do it, but I said, man, I haven't made one in a while, But through it all in all, I switched my attachment to the whip attachment. This is what I was telling y'all about earlier. So what happened is, when you're mixing and making cakes using your cake mixer, what you want to do is, your creaming method for your paddles is good. And your paddles are also good for your cake mixtures. But when you use your whip attachment, this gets everything mixed in very well. So there's no lumps, no bumps, there's no missing of nothing in your cake mixture when you use the whip attachment. It makes sure that everything inside there is fully mixed in and blended up well. So there's no no rocks or little balls of flour somewhere hanging at the bottom of the bowl or didn't get mixed in. And then you go to bite your cake and you bite into a bowl or little small bowl or small rock of flour. That's just not gonna go good. So we switched it to the whip attachment, added in 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of nutmeg. We add in the rest of our cake flour right here. We just go and mix it in and get it going to get everything mixed up and fully incorporated very good. And as you can see some little lumps in there. Those lumps that you see in there, that's actually pineapple chunks that's inside there. Yeah, it's pineapple chunks. Everything is mixed in well. We're going to dust down the top of our whip attachment. We're going to scrape down the sides. And oh yeah, don't forget, when you're mixing your flour and your sugar, I don't have a sifter, but I use this little strainer right here to sift my flour and my sugar to make sure there's no lumps and inconsistencies in the cakes. Now, everything's mixing good and we ready to go. We got our 9-inch square cake pan. We're going to do some pineapple rings down here. And we're going to get these in the pan. I sprayed my pan as well with pan coating spray. And the remainder of my pineapple rings that I had, I just cut them in half. And I went on just lined them on the sides of my cake pan. 3 on this side. Then I'm going to go ahead and put 3 on this side as well. So our whole entire cake have pineapples fully surrounding it. And then I think I had maybe 1 or 2 pineapple rings left. Oh, yep, 2 more halves. And we put them on the north and the south side of the cake. Now, we're going to go up and get our cherries. I couldn't find my Marascano cherries, so I had to take some cherries from my cherry pie filling, can of cherry pie filling. And I just used some of these to go inside here. You know, you got to use what you got when you can get it. It's hard out here. So we're going to get these inside each one of the pineapple rings. And this actually worked out pretty good. And these cherries are really good. So this goes good with your cake. You know, you might not want a whole lot of that filling inside of there, but this actually goes really good. If you can't find the Marascano cherries, you can just get you a can of cherry pie filling and just scoop the cherries out. Why not go ahead and just put a couple more inside the pan? We're going to take a couple more and just sprinkle them all around inside our pan right here. Oh yeah, don't forget, I think I forgot the teaspoon of salt. I might not have seen. I sifted it in with the flour as well as baking soda. I did a tablespoon of baking powder, excuse me. But I sifted that in with the flour, with the salt and the baking soda. I sifted that in with the flour early on. Don't forget to sift that in. And you can sift your flour maybe like 2 or 3 times. We're taking 1 stick of butter, and with 1 stick of butter, I cut it up into little pieces so I can spread it all around and evenly throughout my pan. So that we're going to add in our brown sugar next. We're going to put in 2 cups of brown sugar over top of it. And as it bakes in the oven, it's going to caramelize on top. And man, oh man. This cake right here, this one right here, I made for one of my favorite people. This one right here was for my father. I made this for my father. He loves pineapple upside down cake. And he turned 74 this Saturday, just passed actually. On January 21st, he turned 74. So yeah, so this one's for Pops right here, y'all. So, and he always tell me, he said, man, the first thing that he learned how to make in home ec class back in the day was they told him how to make pineapple upside down cake. So I figured this would be real special in this, and he would definitely love this. And he loved it too. He said it came out really good. So now we got all our 2 cups of brown sugar evenly moved around and spread out throughout our pan. We taking our pineapple cake mixture, and we just going to just spread it out all throughout the pan. Use your rubber spatula. You don't want to use no metal because you don't want to scrape up your pan. You don't want to cause no metal to end up inside of your cake. Not that it would, but just to make sure that it doesn't, because anything can happen. Use your rubber spatula, and your rubber spatula to get all the sides, all the ends, everything off. Everything, get every little bit of that cake mixture inside that pan, because this right here, this is the bomb, baby. We don't want to lose out on nothing. And I guess I save a little bit for the kids to lick later on. Now, we go, y'all know how it is. Now we're going to spread this pineapple cake mixture all over the pan. Even it out the layers. Even tap our pan a little bit. Make sure there's no air in there. But this one is good right here. This right here, I let this set for about like 10 minutes on the side for a few minutes. Then I put it in the oven on 350 for 30 minutes. And this is how it came out. Then I let it sit on the side for like 15 to 20 minutes before I flipped it over. And there it is, pineapple upside down cake, the Terms Cafe. Thank you.